Did I tell you about the time when I asked where like people came from and my mom just straight up told me like my vagina?
No,
I was like 3.
I mean,
I couldn't even comprehend it. I was like, okay. I was like,
yes.
I guess that's where people come from.
you just
like everyone comes out of your mom's vagina. Everyone.
Well, no, not specifically my mom. I was like, okay, well.
No, Darren. Everyone.
The spawn point, just like a Steve.
That's her name. That's her contact name on my phone.
Spawn
vagina?
Point.
I'm John.
I'm Alfonso.
And I'm Darren. Welcome to the Scat Cast. We don't know either. So I actually got really sad the other day. For context, we record this intro. I didn't even know what I'm about to say, but I was really sad because the Pope died.
Yeah.
I don't like practice Catholicism anymore, but he was actually like one of like the few things going for the Catholic Church. He was actually like really progressive, and he actually like
he always seemed chill.
Said like, not verbatim, but he was basically like, take the words of the Bible with a grain of salt, like try and look at it like through a modern lens,
like a metaphor.
Yeah,
to be a
exactly.
It's like literally,
and he would like pick and choose parts of the Bible that were like not right by today's standards. Like he was cool with gay people. Yeah, that's like super cool.
Ah, I see. I see. So, wow. I would expect him to get a lot of flack from the Vatican. They're like, I mean, I guess if he's like
people love the Pope. People love the Pope.
So if he's like the president, that's kind of like the thing they just kind of roll with it in a sense. Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, there are people among like the College of Cardinals who disagree with him, and they're like up and running to eventually be the next Pope.
The black guy from Algeria.
No, but he's cool with gay people. No, he's from Ghana.
Ghana, yeah.
But like, there's also a bunch of people in the College of Cardinals who are like touched by that and are like also pro LGBTQ.
Mm-hmm.
So. I don't know. He had a really good impact, like on like organized religion overall.
Yeah,
and because honestly, like low key, this is not even like me like trying to like say anything to any religion. Cause I'm not super religious. I think if anything, what anyone should take away from any religious teaching, like Jesus specifically, like those like the pacifist religions, if I could be very like concise to what I'm about to say, I think if you follow like a pacifistic religion, the main thing is to be a good person and not bring harm and ill will onto others, and try to live your life in a better state than what you're currently doing.
Yeah, like, that's like exactly what like the popes of the 20th and 21st century like exemplified and like represented.
Yes.
They're like perfect role models for like how to lead a religious life.
Exactly. So if that's like where your religious stuff, that's where I feel like my morals have been, partially because I grew up in the South, partially because my mother and father were religious, but like you take religion out of that and you just kind of see God as like all of us and like just like more of like the human spirit of like we all are here together and we don't know where we go, but we all go to the same place type shit.
Yeah.
Then, like, it really does become, like, why would you want to harm other people? Why would you want to, like, ruin someone else? And that's why I feel when it comes to, like, the whole gay, trans, whatever issue. Like, the whole thing is, like, not harm. I get, like, where you bring in, like, the whole children and all that shit. Not to get, like, into, like, the political tangent, but, like, bottom line, in the story, if your whole methodology is to improve and be greater than you were today, I'm fine with that. I don't give a fuck what you do in your bedroom or what you do in your past, as long as it's, you know, following that core principle, which I feel like most religions to a certain degree kind of preach, where you're supposed to exceed and become godlike or like, you know, better than what you are as a human, overcome your human struggles type shit. Yeah, that's fine with me.
I was also like really surprised at the internet's reaction to Pope Francis stuff.
I wasn't on.
It's like a lot of people just like unanimously agreed he was a great person.
Yeah,
which is like strange because like when Queen Elizabeth died,
any, like negative stuff.
Queen Elizabeth had some shady shit though.
Yeah, exactly. When Queen Elizabeth died, everybody was just fucking making memes.
Yeah, but she had some shady people were thinking she got Diana assassinated. Some people think like they ran a pedo ring. There was like a lot of weird stuff with the royal family that she was, even if she wasn't a part of, was a part of. You know,
I think in general, a lot of people just don't like the royal family as it is.
They don't really hate the
people don't like the Catholic Church either, but they love the Pope.
Yeah, you know? I mean that's fair.
I think it's easy to hate an organization. Like it's easy to hate cops, it's easy to hate the government because like when you get attacked by the whole, you just feel the whole. When you see the one good cop or the one good leader who may be like in a dictator role, it's like I can empathize with that, right? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Dictators and like religious leader, like you kind of dictate what people will follow and believe. Like if you know what I mean? Like he has that power. But that's what I mean. Like. You're more willing to accept, you know, like a Rex Splode, like a lovable asshole, not to the Pope was asshole, but like that.
You just compare them.
No, I'm saying like the archetype of like religion and authority. A lot of people, like Darren said, no one was mad at it, and I was like, yeah, when you're like, even if you hate religion or hate like them putting your friends at a gay camp or whatever, like the Christian homo, you know what I mean, like that type of rhetoric that you stigmatize with like Catholicism and certain religions.
There's like Baptists that do that shit too.
Yeah, I mean, all of them do it. If I'm being honest, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you can look at all of that and look at the Pope and be like, okay, he was valid. That's what I'm saying. That's like being one of the good ones in that sense when you can really hate the whole.
I don't know. He just like did what a pope should do. I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like when they were cool, everyone was cool with him. I understand why everyone was cool with him because he was kind of like the one standing against the grain, kind of like, hey, this is how I feel about my things, and you're able to respect them on a human level versus looking at the organization who just kind of all believe the same thing because that's what it means to be a part of that organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you're the face of an organization like that, you can either be viewed as like representing all the bad shit they do or like the one good thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like what they're supposed to stand for, like the Superman, like the idealization of what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, like Queen Elizabeth is like, oh yeah, no, she's
the negative part of the monarchy, the shady, dirty.
You look at the Pope, and it's
stuff.
like, oh, he's like making it better.
That's
everything.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
I think about that all. Do y'all remember when fucking Matt Pat gave the Pope Undertale?
The Pope.
That's a real thing.
Wait,
he did,
what?
Right? Yeah, I remember. I thought that was a meme, but that was real.
Yeah, no, he gave the Pope Undertale.
I guess that's why it was.
Do you think he ever played it?
No.
Maybe once. Because I know
I don't think he
because they canonized.
Maybe he finally did, and that's how he died.
No.
When the fuck did this happen? Why did this happen?
It was like 10 years ago.
They canonized some like 15-year-old Fortnite gamer as a saint because he used like video games and streaming to like bring people.
Yeah, he like wanted to communicate with people who play video games online.
And so like they canonized him as a saint. So I'm assuming like he might have looked like, well, I mean, he might have touched Undertale if they were willing to give that.
Because everyone who came, there's like tradition. You're supposed to give the Pope a gift or whatever. And that was the gift that Matt Pat chose. He gave him Undertale. Because he was like, it represents the good of humanity and like all this. I was like, perfect. He was like, this is exactly what the Pope needs.
Maybe he played passive.
What? Okay, so Matt Pat met with the Pope because there was a Vatican outreach program to like kind of modernize the Catholic Church and like reach out to the youth. Yeah. And they invited him to go represent like gaming culture.
Oh, for religion.
The fucking Vatican invited Matt Pat.
Wow, that's a big honor.
What the hell? That's a huge honor.
That is huge as fuck. They're like,
one of like the only four people to have that.
John Alfonso and Darren, we're gonna invite you to the Vatican to represent podcasts.
Yes. You guys have to
we're gonna reach the youth.
Your diverse ideas and your willingness to talk it out.
Okay, so he gave the Pope Undertale. What the fuck would we get?
I was about to ask that.
Hugo?
Dude, that'd be perfect, actually.
Please accept our humble.
The audio listeners kind of missing out, but we got this rat in the tub. That's Hugo.
That's not just a rat in the tub. That's the rat in the tub.
That's the rat.
Yeah, we totally give that fucker Hugo.
Yeah. I think they would like that. They could put that shit with the Ark of the Covenant, all the other stuff they got.
Yeah, whatever freaky like Catholic fucking devices they got back there. I don't know. Goddamn. I was mentioning before the podcast, I was watching this video earlier. It was like an interview with Rhett from Good Mythical Morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was like talking about his religious background and everything. I don't know. It's always interesting to hear people like who you see like that. You never think about that side of them. Yeah. Like the religious side of people and everything.
I never think about that until somebody says God bless you and I'm like, oh, I guess they're religious. You know?
Yeah, specifically that phrase and that. So I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, I do that every once in a while, even though I'm not really religious, but...
Okay, we are in the South.
I'll say it to appeal to certain patients, but,
like if they're they seem religious or whatever.
They're just old, so I might as well say... I know they follow some kind of religion. So.
Yeah. Sometimes I do it, like, when someone sneezes multiple times, I'm like, bless you, God bless you. You know, like shit like that. I'm like, kind of, goddamn. I don't know. He was, like, talking about, like, his experience, like, leaving the church, like, going from being, like, working in the church and being, like, someone responsible for probably converting people and stuff to then leaving it.
What was his reason for being disillusioned?
Oh. He was non-denominational, but he said he was closest to being Baptist.
Which makes sense.
I believe.
What was his disillusionment? What got him out of it?
Another thing I was surprised by was, like a ton of people who weren't Catholic were, like, just talking about the Pope. Like they were Christian, right?
Yeah.
But they weren't Catholic, but they're still, like, idolizing the Pope, which I thought was
well, because there's no real like head of the other.
Yeah,
really. Like,
but like that's like one of the main reasons you had like this schism between Orthodox and Catholicism in the first place.
Was
the Pope. So
I don't know. It's interesting because I mean, if you had to pick like a leader for Christianity, it has to be the Pope.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some people probably wouldn't want to hear that, but I mean, he's kind of the face of the religion. Besides, like. The other face of the religion, you know. But, I don't know. To answer your question. So he used to be the type who didn't believe in evolution. And then one day he was like, damn, maybe I was like wrong. Like maybe evolution is real. Like and then he just kind of like spiraled from there, I guess.
start questioning more things. And
yeah, because like it wasn't just the fact that like he was like, yeah, there's religious people who still believe in evolution.
Wait, question: did he believe in the stories wholeheartedly then? So when like the story of like Adam, he really thought he just brought to everything and didn't question the fact. Okay,
I went to mass. This was like in middle school. I was at mass one time, and then the what was he? Was he a bishop? I think it was a bishop. He was preaching, and he was talking about evolution, and essentially he was saying like, who cares? Like, who cares if like we evolved from monkeys? God made monkeys. Yeah. That's like a bishop or like a pastor or something.
I mean, honestly,
there's a lot of religious people who do believe.
Yeah, that's not brave to say that in a church, is what I thought at the time.
There's a lot of people,
but like people like applauded that. I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
I guess because like at a certain point, religion does become the one thing holding back. Like historically speaking, religion usually is the one thing holding back any forward thinking, because when you have to believe everything in this book, anything that contradicts or even challenges that thought has to be, the devil trying to, mislead you. So I guess for him, like that, it's just like, hey, these were people 3,000 years ago trying to make the most of nothing.
On the other hand, though, weren't most scientists back in the day like paid for by the church?
Yes, and then at a certain point they schismed.
Yeah,
they were like, I mean, technically they were paid by the church, but they were also a part of the church.
Yeah,
because like specifically in the medieval ages, the only people who knew how to read were clerics. Yeah.
Also, the only people who washed their hand were the clerics.
Yeah, that's true, actually. So, like, hand washing became common medical practice in, like, the 1950s, like, post-World War II, which is kind of crazy.
Common, okay.
But...
Okay. Speak for yourself, bud.
Stick in your hands as some dude just after scratched your ass.
That was, like, normal in, like, 1940 and, like 1920.
These people were basically just
caving in. Long ago. That's crazy.
These people just caved in with guns.
But there were, like, actual, recounts. I don't know if it's, like, written down or anything, but there was, like, I think it was an Orthodox church in, like, Eastern Europe, and they found that women who were born in churches or, like, monasteries had a, like, significantly lower infant mortality rate and maternal mortality rate.
Than hospitals.
And it's because they would, like, the people delivering the baby, they would wash the nuns or whatever, they would wash their hands in holy water before, and they would wash the kid in holy water, like, immediately. It's like...
disinfecting, getting out...
Yeah, they didn't even know what they were doing.
Does holy water even, like... Isn't it just water?
I got some shit in it.
But there's no like soap or anything.
I mean, yeah, but that's still better than just
rinsing
like, doing
is
it
better
raw
than doing
without,
nothing. Yeah.
I don't know. The idea of kind of just like
dipping a baby in water.
Yeah, like there's not like suds or anything. You're just like just fucking washing off the placenta or whatever the fuck's on.
And they probably just wash off all that dirt and grime, and that gets rid of a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just kind of funny.
I just think it's like they didn't even know what they were doing.
Yeah, imagine all the dirty, bloody babies that just got delivered. Like, here you go, and they just leave.
Ew.
They didn't wash the niggas.
Just like fucking use like a dry rag and fucking like smear around the blood and shit on the babies.
Like one of those mechanic rags.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking do that and sneeze into it and do it more.
Spit up. And you just give him a slap. There you go.
So you're fucking cleaning out a fucking car door or some shit.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they just drop that motherfucker standing up into a river or something and be like, figure it out.
Oh my god. Yeah.
The river is definitely not as sanitary as washing your hands in holy water.
Like the fucking Ganges and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, besides, because what's cheaper? What's cheaper? Hiring a midwife?
Rivers on Earth.
Yeah. So, the midwife's supposed to put the baby, because they used to, when you did like standing births, I only know it's because I watched fucking, what's it called? Anyway, they did a real life stage. So she just dropped that fucker in a bucket of water when the midwife just watched like she was playing some kind of sport, and then she takes it. Cause like it's gravity, cause like it's easier on the hips or whatever.
Catch the baby in the bucket.
Yeah.
How is that easier on the hips? Your legs are spread.
Because gravity, and two, like I forget how they explain it, but like just
gravity does a lot of work. Like,
yeah, you just literally popping a squat and just dropping it like that, like just standing.
Like shit.
Like standing shit is easier than sitting in a chair and pushing sideways.
I mean that makes sense.
The hospital beds can go like where for people giving birth, like it's the same concept.
To get the same elevation. Yeah,
so hypothetically, wouldn't it be better to like fucking strap them up and like lift them up in the air, and then just have a crane lift them up so that they can fucking like drop them
terminal
down.
Velocity baby birth might actually might do more harm than
and then you have someone like standing there underneath like waiting.
I mean,
it doesn't
drop
into their arms and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, like increasing the height. It's not physics. Increasing the height doesn't like increase the gravitational pull.
No, but it's a better angle though, because then you can like get them like directly straight down, right?
I feel like the mother's
you're not having to squat down. They can stand up straight and just kind of go.
Well, okay, so the mother's
like
falling baby first because there's more gravity on her pelvis. So really, you're just forcing a bunch of air back up, and they're probably like pressure shielding the baby into her stomach.
Their arms are probably hurting.
On top of that,
like that. Like,
oh, I thought you were saying it was going to do like what happens in a submarine when there's like air pressure changes and the baby's just going to like explode.
Oh my god, no. No fucking Voyager, whatever the fuck that. What was the shit that's trying to find the Titanic again called? Voyager?
No, it was
C-Bus?
Yeah, I like that. Just call it.
I think it was like C something.
Whichever one they were using to control it with like a fucking Xbox controller or whatever the hell. I didn't think it was an Xbox.
Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate. Why does that sound like a scandal?
It just sounds like a scam.
Because, I mean, typically, like, why is Gate always... Oh, because Watergate.
Watergate, and
that's
then there
why.
was Pizzagate and another one.
What the fuck is Pizzagate?
You don't know about Pizzagate?
What the fuck
That was
is
a pedo
Pizzagate?
thing.
Yeah, there was
What?
there was
basically like Hillary Clinton and like all these like top government officials would order children, but they'll call them food. Like, give me 2 hot dogs.
They
and some
all like
fries.
went to this one pizza place in DC, and then they would like email them with like cheese. They would say like cheese pizza, and then people like thought that there was like a pedo ring in the bottom of that that pizza parlor.
And then with Wayfair too, there's another one.
Yeah, Pizzagate was like a big thing.
What the I've never heard of that shit in my life. What the fuck?
Yeah,
she
got crazy.
I thought you were saying some like random fucking
no.
like...
Oh, did you also know? Basically, it's being contended because the CIA created the word conspiracy theory, but there is a contention that Watergate only happened because the CIA was trying to get rid of Nixon because Nixon was trying to find out what was going on with Kennedy. So
that's not true.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
That's not true. He like admitted that he was not doing the right thing.
No, because he covered up for them. But like they're saying that the CIA gave him a problem that they knew he had to fix. Like, this is your department, we're running this, we fucked up, and he's like, okay, how do we fix it? And so they're saying they entrapped him. That was more what they're saying.
Why didn't they just tell him to resign?
What do you mean?
They needed like a reason for the public, I guess. But
yeah, they needed a reason to get him out. That's just a theory.
That.
Huh?
I don't know if he would like do that.
I think
like, throw himself under the bus.
Well, not throw himself, but more of like he thought.
That's what he did. If that's what you're saying. That's
no,
what
I don't know the full story.
Didn't he like not fuck with Kennedy too?
Yeah, they were political opponents.
Yeah, like, so why would he literally?
If they killed him, why would they not like like?
Yeah, they were political opponents.
Spectrum.
They were political opponents while Kennedy was running for office.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like
he's like, no, I gotta find out what happened to him. My brother.
No, not his brother, but like no, it's more like
if
they whack that guy's like, are they gonna whack me next? Why do they whack him? Who whacked him? Why are we whacking?
Well, they would have whacked Lyndon B. Johnson next because he was the next president. Why would they wait a whole presidency?
I would have to look more into it if I'm being honest.
Probably that was because they were lying.
Because basically the reason why this even became a bigger thing was because on Joe Rogan, a guy who knew. Okay, basically someone said this guy was a liar. Basically, a celebrity was like, I grew up with this guy. That's not him. And they're like, basically, there was a real life account saying, no, at a certain point, they're like, they start to bring down, because it would be like saying John was a sleazeball who cheated on his girlfriend and had multiple hoes.
I need you to like re-explain everything the past few minutes because I'm really confused.
I'm gonna go back.
You went to Joe Rogan and like some random.
Okay, top down.
Sorry, can I open the wine now? By the way?
Yes.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So I bought wine because I was gonna open it up with like the Pope, blah blah blah, blood of Jesus, but like. We got off track.
We ended up talking about conspiracy
John wants
theories.
to drink water. That's fine. It's also the blood of Jesus.
I'll drink a little bit of wine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So top down, basically, there was an overarching conspiracy, but there could be some evidence to it. I'm just gonna, let's just take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Basically saying that the CIA whacked Kennedy, and then they're like, okay, Nixon was Watergate, right?
Yeah.
Basically, Nixon was asking too many questions, maybe doing too much, and so they created a problem, told the president to help them fix it, recorded it, and then used that to get him out. And the evidence was on, a piece of evidence, I'll say, was this dude on Joe Rogan, I can't remember the subject's name, basically they were credible to a degree, you know what I mean, like using them as, appeals authority. But they were like, yeah, I read this book from the CIA documents, and they mentioned the celebrity's friend, and then they just completely mischaracterized the friend, like official, like they just he's like, well, okay, I knew that was fake because that's not even the right, you know what I mean? They just made them doubt to the equivalent, like someone saying John is a wife beater, cheater, yada yada. And I'm like, I've known John for 10 plus years. That's just...
He's only done that once.
You know what I'm saying? And the guy was just like, okay, that just makes no fucking sense. So someone's clearly lying. You know what I mean? And so they started casting doubt on the entire thing, like, well, that happened, and then whatever happened, then maybe that is true. Or at least...
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
It feels like kind of a leap to me, but... I mean,
they presented way better than I'm re-explaining. I'm really trying to recall something I've seen like a week ago, and I was like, oh, that was cool.
Conspiracy theories are so strange.
Well, the craziest part is like, to call a conspiracy theory is already playing to the CIA of making you feel stupid for even saying it's a conspiracy. When like there are at least 5 or 6 conspiracies that we know about now that were just true. Like we did do that.
I mean, conspiracy doesn't inherently mean it's not true. Thank you, Darian.
I think no, conspiracy does mean there's a shadow of something. There's like an air of like they could be cap. Like I feel like the word conspiracy has cap in it. Like you know what I mean? Like the connotation.
Well, a conspiracy is a plot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. And so, like, it's a story. That's what I mean. They make it sound like the stories where it's like, you can argue, oh, they're just kind of making it up or exaggerating or they don't know the full...
I think it's kind of what it's supposed to be, is it's something that sounds outlandish.
Yes!
But it's not inherently wrong.
Yes.
Something can be outlandish and true.
Well, I think it's like I think it derives from the word conspiracy, which is like something people are trying to hide and don't want you to know.
Yeah.
I think that's like...
Yeah, so hide... Yeah.
Like conspirizing against, like...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, against a king or a monarch or someone in power.
People have always done that.
Yes. Yeah, to conspire with your magistrate to try to take over the emperor for power, kill his son or some shit. But
I just think about like how crazy the world building and shit is from like flat earthers.
Why now? Because we just sent more people to space.
What?
We sent Katy Perry and 10 other...
Oh yeah, I did see some people saying some flat earth shit about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, at this point, we're sending niggas to space like commercially, and you're still being like, no, it's...
Yeah.
Some people just want to be wrong, or like want to feel like they're right.
I don't know. I just think the world building and shit from flat earthers is crazy. Like the fucking ice wall and shit.
What is the lore of flat? I feel like we've talked.
Have you ever seen like that map of flat Earth?
I don't even think like the ice wall is that neat of a concept. Like I could have come to that.
No, have you ever seen like their map?
Probably like a video.
No. So like, basically, I've seen like their map, and basically it looks like the world map that you normally think of. It's got like all the countries and everything. Then around that, there's a circle, and it's Antarctica, right? Antarctica is a circle around the...
Is it like lipped?
That's not it. And then after you get past the ice wall, you have like all these different countries. Like you have like fucking Atlantis. You have fucking...
No, that is not what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, they got all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh, is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's fucking crazy. They believe this shit. So like there's a DLC. They believe in DLC.
Exactly.
Once you make it past the ice wall, you get to the DLC.
It's like if in fucking GTA 5 they added a DLC that lets you board the plane and go to fucking Vice City or some shit. That's basically how that looks.
The walls of Asgard. These niggas need help.
Yeah, the walls of
made
Asgard.
shit up. What are you talking about?
The frozen wastes.
No, they knew about this.
It should look like a DSG map, bro.
It's a conspiracy, Darren. Don't you know?
You can prove the Earth is round with flat. Like you can prove it. Like the numbers fit and everything. Yet they just make shit up and believe that.
Yes.
Like they make up fake continents and like a fake ice wall. Oh my god.
This is why I could like
fake
the word
continents, fake ice wall. Oh
Have you seen it? Are you an expert on?
No one's seen it. That's why it's not fucking real.
Yeah, no one saw the curvature of the Earth either, Darren.
Yes, they do.
Who? Name someone. Exactly.
I hate that. That's how some motherfuckers argue, bro.
That's literally how they argue.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. That's why it's not... I don't know. Is this the Snoop Dogg wine? Is it like the same brand?
This is
celebrity wine.
The Snoop Dogg wine is a different kind of wine. This is a red blend.
This is definitely more on the
very
sweet.
bitter.
It's on the
more
sweet
winey.
side. It's on the sweet side actually. Bitter would have been like...
I definitely don't get sweet out of this.
Sweet is, from what I remember from when I took like a quick like bartending thing at my first job.
Sweet.
Like sweet is in like, to be bitter as a wine means like it's way harder to swallow. It's easier it is to swallow, the sweeter it is. Like the same like beer logic. It's like a better beer means there's just less beer. This is less winey, so it's
That's
sweeter.
what a better beer means. That's what a better beer means.
I don't really drink beer.
He doesn't like beer, so that is a better beer for him.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. That's the same. Like
Well, that's what they have, like the light drinks. That's what they are.
Let me double check. I could be wrong. I want to say that's what it like.
Yo,
Sweeter
that
just means like.
non-alcoholic shit we got last time was fire. I ain't gonna lie.
We were like, damn, why is this beer so sweet, dude? You can't even taste the alcohol. I looked at it. I was like, it was 0% alcohol.
They gotta make like non-alcoholic vodka and shit. I want something with the taste of vodka, but none of the alcohol.
Fuck do you make non-alcoholic vodka?
What kind of wine is this? Like,
Red blend. That's what they call it.
No, like, is it a Moscato, Riesling?
It's a red blend. That's like a thing.
Blood?
Red blend.
Blend, oh.
Yeah. Like a blender. Ninja.
Like a dog?
Yeah, they just grab a bunch of red grapes and just squeeze them all in there. So it's not like it's not like a Moscato or something. So actually, I wouldn't
this
know.
is really cheap.
Those are the best dogs. Darren, what would it take for you to re-download Fortnite?
I have it downloaded.
What would it take for you to play Fortnite?
Daft Punk, which was leaked. I heard.
Yeah. I think I told you that.
It was either you or Justin.
That's good to know.
Yeah, because I don't know, because most red wines by default tend to be on the sweeter side. So this is sweeter than a white wine already.
I thought light wines tend to be sweeter.
Whites are bitter, reds are sweeter.
Really?
There's a spectrum. Like there's a middle ground, and then
is it like a bell curve?
Yeah, it's two extremes. There's a white extreme and a red extreme.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Motherfucker's the wine connoisseur.
No, I just did a bit of bartending, so like I remember some shit, but it's always good to like look
did
it
a
up
little bit
again.
of research on Google Images. Please consult the graph.
Yeah.
Darren, do you think I'd be a good doctor? Sorry.
Depending on what type of doctor you were.
I think you'd be like a good pediatrician.
Yeah, I think you'd be good with kids, but I feel like
goofy and funny.
But I feel like
I thought you meant like foot at first.
Podiatrist. Oh yeah, it is a podiatrist, right? I was thinking about it. I was like, it's like if each of my friends were doctors, what would they be? I was like, John is definitely a podiatrist. That's what it was. Yeah.
What kind of doctor would I be? Top of your head. Gut reaction.
Gynecologist.
Because I keep fucking it up in oncologist.
Yeah, the male gynecologist.
Are those a real thing? I don't think
yes.
they're okay. Okay.
I don't think it should be a thing.
I don't know.
I'll be professional.
I would not want my wife to see a male gynecologist.
Y'all just put me out of business.
It's just nothing but like negative reviews from their husbands.
Too much looking. Use his whole hand.
Okay, I know. Psychiatrist.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that fits too.
Okay, I can work with
I
that.
thought about going to school for a psychology degree, actually.
I feel like those are like the worst degrees because you just hear
those are like one of the most unutilized.
Yeah, because you just hear like
That's why I didn't go.
You just hear people talk about the worst shit.
I have a minor in
lives.
psych.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I forget that every day.
Well, that tells you how useful it is.
Yeah. I thought the classes were cool. No, they weren't. Sorry, they weren't cool. They were like introductory theory classes. I couldn't take the actual cool stuff. Like I wanted to take psychopharmacology, but I couldn't because I already got the minor and I didn't see a point. Or maybe I'll do it. I don't know.
I see.
Also, I think they canceled the listing for the class because not enough people signed up. I could have if I had the prereqs for it, but like the prereqs gave me my minor, so like I said, there was no point.
Yeah.
It would just be a cool class. I don't know.
So I cut you off earlier. I didn't mean to.
Was it that they dropped Oblivion remastered out of nowhere?
Oh yeah.
I saw.
I know it got leaked a little bit ago, but yeah.
I saw someone.
I got leaked, like, you know, but like I don't know. They say like the New Vegas remaster got leaked, but it's like schizo information.
Yeah. I heard it's good too.
No, I heard it's really good.
Yeah.
Like it's not a remaster, it's a remake too.
Yeah.
And they used Unreal Engine for it, and they totally just redid parts of the game. Like it's not a remaster, it's a remake. Like they added sprinting. They literally added like more voice actors to the game.
Dope. Dope.
I mean, yeah, the entire game was remade from the ground up.
Yeah, it's not a remaster. I don't know why it's called that, but
people just have.
I think it's like the business psychology of just saying the buzzword.
Oh yeah, they called Skyrim Remastered Special Edition.
Yeah, like
well, that one was a remaster. It was literally just
I know,
textures.
but they didn't call it remaster. They called it Special
So
Edition.
it's like the buzzwords and like psychological marketing.
But also, there's no like official definition for what makes something considered a remaster.
I think people colloquially agree that a remaster is just the same game but better textures. Like the mod could do that. But
the issue is there's games that call it that and they're wrong.
Yeah.
So like it just gets like, confusing.
Yeah, like this is a good example. But
it's muddied. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, great. Bethesda finally got a W.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they developed it.
When is Fallout Season 2 coming?
You might be right.
That's the real W.
I think someone else developed it and they just published it. Because they used Unreal Engine. They didn't use that same fuck-ass engine they've been using for like 30 years.
Maybe Bethesda used Unreal Engine. No, it was Vitris Studios. Okay, never mind. But Bethesda doesn't do shit.
When did Bethesda use Unreal Engine? For Doom?
No, that's id. That's id's engine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So have they used Unreal, or they literally?
I think this is their first time using Unreal. I mean, it wasn't.
So
even
it wasn't even them. So
yeah, they just put their name on good things.
I saw someone say they thought that Elder Scrolls 6 got canceled and they're using this to like reuse the assets, but I doubt that.
No, that's not true.
This was probably used to like build hype for Elder Scrolls 6 or anything.
That's definitely the case.
Yeah.
Is that the newest one?
Well, it was announced like 5 years ago. And
Well, the last Elder Scrolls game to come out was 10 years ago. More than 10 years
Skyrim.
ago. It was Skyrim, yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, because, I mean, makes sense.
I mean, that's typically what they do if it's been that long of a gap. They'll make a remaster and then a new game.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Silk Song fans finally eating. I played Hollow Knight like during quarantine years ago.
I've still never played Hollow Knight.
It's pretty fun. Like, I would say it's like the hardest game ever, but like it's fun.
Actually, yeah, let me take that back. I played it and dropped it in like 2 hours, I think. I need to
I did
actually
too.
play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because it was bad. I just had other things capture my interest at the time, and I haven't gone back and done it because it's on my Switch, and I never use my Switch.
I think I got into Hades around that time,
Mm.
and I played like a shit ton of Hades instead.
Makes sense. Cause I'm gonna say like All Night, it's definitely like I feel like the fan base kind of glazes it a little too hard. Like I enjoy it. It's a fun game. I love the art style, I love the music, I love the lore. Like it's pretty
Hollow
cool.
Knight?
Yeah, Hollow Knight. Like just like the idea of like being like a failed project coming back to like finish what your like creator started. That's pretty hype. And then like seeing like this like mental madness, these ex gods feeling scorn. I'm like that's and it's just like little cutie bug. Just like that's fun. That's cool. But like Silk Song just finally got announced now after like 5 years of like them saying it's coming, and I feel like
Still no release date.
Horizon Titanfall.
it's basically like it's summer, but they didn't say when it's summer on the Nintendo.
I thought they said summer, then they took it down.
No, it's supposed to be just summer. It's just a broad summer, so they're just gonna sit in their ass.
Summer 27. That's what it is.
What do you think is the most overrated game of all time?
I was going to say Skyrim.
You think Skyrim's the most
I was going to ask, have y'all played Skyrim?
Yeah, I played Skyrim. I didn't finish it, but I did.
How much did you play it?
Like 10, 15 hours.
Like an hour and a half max.
I don't know.
I liked it.
I have 200 hours in Skyrim, and I like don't feel anything for it.
It just felt like medieval Fallout 4, honestly.
Yeah, but like the melee combat sucked, and like I wanted to use the spells, but the spells felt kind of weak.
I've never touched a magic in Dark Souls once.
I think Magic's probably...
It's not good. I mean, it is good. It's like you can make one of like the most broken games in Dark Souls 1 with a pure just...
Well, I was going to say, I don't even know how.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've never even stumbled on the magic shit ever.
Uh-huh.
You just have to have high faith.
A lot of the times with games like that, I never touch magic.
I don't like ranged at all, usually, when I play...
I mean, I'm cool with the range shit, but like...
The spells in like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls are so cool, though. Like,
I was saying, I feel like in Elder Scrolls, I would like to use magic just because the melee combat sucks.
Yeah.
It's literally just fucking...
You can hold
That's
mouse 1
it.
for a heavy attack.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing it is in Fallout 4. That's so funny.
But like, I don't know. I don't care because I don't play melee builds in a Fallout game. You know what I mean? I use the cool guns.
Exactly. That's how you should do it.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, will stand on my fucking ground that Breath of the Wild is the most overrated game of all time.
I can give you that.
In retrospect, that's kind of fair.
I can give you that.
Easily. Like, I've never touched Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know how that is at all. But
Probably
Breath of the
also
Wild-
overly glazed as well. I don't even see what the appeal was linking to open world. Like, why open world to like...
It's just when everything was doing open world.
The
Then Nintendo did
problem,
it.
like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with an open world Zelda game. There's nothing to fucking do.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just
Zelda's a
open
puzzle game.
space.
Yeah, Zelda's a puzzle game.
There's puzzles.
Open world puzzles sound like just...
No, they're
They're
not
not in the open
puzzles.
world, they're the dungeons.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
the shrines. They don't have dungeons in
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Do
There's
they
not
call
a
them,
single fucking dungeon in that game.
do they call them dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom?
They have dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
And there's like, I don't know, there's like, I don't know how they do it there. The closest thing you have to a dungeon in Breath of the Wild is the Divine Beasts. Like the giant fucking animals you scale.
Yeah.
Those aren't even fun. I didn't think those parts were fun.
To me, it was like that game, everything just looked the fucking same. Because in like other Zelda games, the dungeons have like themes. Like you have like a sky dungeon.
I do like the art
Air
style of Breath of the
dungeon,
Wild,
all
though.
those
I mean, I do too. I agree. But like in Breath of the Wild, they have like shrines, and every single shrine looks the exact fucking same.
Yeah.
It's literally just you're underground. There's like blue swirly bits, and that's the entire thing. I don't know. Like even like it's a sandbox game, it's not that fun to me.
It's like, I feel like it's one of those games where if you play it for 2 hours, you played the entire game.
I don't like.
I will say though, Ganon's Castle was cool.
I never got that far.
Yeah, or Hyrule Castle.
I beat 3 of the 4 Divine Beasts and stopped. I think I didn't like keep doing after that. I don't know what other game I would say is like as overrated as that. Like to me, that's always the one when I hear someone like say.
Well,
like,
they got Game of the Year that year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anytime I hear someone
That's
say,
a pretty good one. I'm trying to think. I was going to say something like... I don't think Undertale's like... over. I think like I think the fan base just makes me cringe sometimes. I can't.
That's fine, but I think Undertale as a game is like fine.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Yeah,
Undertale's a really good game.
Yeah,
I like the gameplay. I like the spells part of the gameplay of Skyrim, but like it doesn't really feel like an RPG. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it's
you're not really a creative character. You play as the Dragonborn. He has like a set path. You kind of just make decisions on his behalf. I didn't think like the Civil War plotline was really cool. I didn't really give a shit about the Stormcloaks or the Empire.
I think it's the consensus I usually hear. Most people are just kind of like, damn, they're not. I don't know. A lot of people shit on Skyrim. Like, even people who like Skyrim still shit on Skyrim.
But that's crazy, because, like, I remember in high school, it was, like a bunch of people fucking dick rolled that game. And then I put 200 hours into it, because I thought I would eventually see it. And I did for one of the DLCs. It was the one with, like, I don't even know the fucking lore. Like, I couldn't stomach the campaign, or, like, I don't know. To be fair, it's like the same thing with other games I play, like Destiny. Like, you can't stomach the lore of Destiny. You have to watch videos. But I never had a desire to, like, research it with Elder Scrolls.
I remember...
Like, Dark Souls is the same way, where, like, you won't get the story, like, by playing the game unless you're, like, super five-head.
Yeah.
But, like, when you look it up, at least, like, at least you have an interest, like, from the get-go, because the designs are really fucking cool. But in Skyrim, it's, like, everything's kind of, like, generically just fantasy. You know what I mean? But Dark Souls is, like, dark fantasy. It's got, like, it's a
gothic
it has, like... It's definitive, you know what I mean? Like,
unique character.
It has a look.
Yeah,
it has a look. I don't think Skyrim really has a look besides like maybe the Nord helmet.
Copy case.
I don't know. Yeah, like
dragon.
The spells and like the dragon words are like cool.
And
then there's that one
shout.
Yeah, the shouts. And then there is that one DLC where you go to the Morrowind Island.
Yeah.
And then you like confront this Cthulhu-looking sorcerer. He has like this Cthulhu god he worships, and you go into like his fucking spirit. That was really cool.
Do you like Morrowind?
I've never played it. I've only played Skyrim. It's the only Elder Scrolls game I've played.
I feel like you'd probably like Morrowind.
You've played it?
About the same amount of time with Skyrim. Like 10, 15 hours. I think you'd like it more. It's definitely more RPG focused.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's like, it just looks so old, you know what I mean? It's like,
I don't know. Like Knights of the Old Republic and shit?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
But Star Wars, I don't know. I got into it easier. Like, I don't have an interest with Elder Scrolls, like I said. Fair. So, I mean, like, it isn't... Like, I played Fallout 3, and that came out, like a couple years after that. But like,
it's definitely older than Fallout 3 is.
Yeah, I know that, but
yeah,
I can just like a close comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but like for me to play an old game, like I've played
it's more similar to like Half-Life.
Like I've played like old RTSs or like Warhammer and stuff. Like from, I think that came out in like '98. But that's because
games like that I usually can't fuck with.
But I just I don't know. I fuck with Warhammer, so I stomached it and I found fun. But I'm not into Elder Scrolls. I couldn't get into it via Skyrim, so I never went back and played the older games.
I think I literally dropped Fallout 1 in like 5 minutes.
But I will say, like, the trailer for Oblivion looked really fucking sick. They were showing off how they like rehauled the spells, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. And then like the actual gates of Oblivion, like the fucking gates of hell, that looked cool. I don't know. The story looks cooler than the Skyrim story.
I've heard it's better.
Is Oblivion the one that crashes your piece, or is that Crisis?
Crisis.
Okay.
Yeah. It's used as like a benchmark.
For people back then, like boomers before our time, would be like, "Oh, but can it run Crisis?"
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Knew it was one of those like catastrophe words. I can't remember which one was which.
Yeah, no. I can't think of any other like really overrated games.
No, because I feel like everyone shits on Call like Call of Duty is like McDonald's slop. You all know it's bad for you, but you take it anyway. So you can't really say it's overrated.
But Call of Duty's like fun with like, I don't know. There are parts of Call of Duty I just really fuck with. Like I love
multiplayer,
zombies, you know,
and the zombies, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
I have a COD phase like once a year, so
that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know, Minecraft.
Overrated or like is
no. I don't
think it's overrated. I just think
I was gonna say the exact opposite. Like I think that shit's like I don't know.
Whatever glaze it gets,
I don't think it's
underrated. Somewhat.
No, not at all.
Game, yeah.
I mean, it can't be underrated. It's the most.
But that was about to say. You said it's the opposite of overrated. I'm like, it's not underrated.
No. That shit is perfectly rated.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I've been playing hardcore for the first time. Like
first time ever.
Well, like. Trying to actually finish the game.
This is like the third week in a row you told us you've been playing hardcore.
No, but
dude, because I keep dying. I die back to back. Like I've died so many fucking times. You don't understand.
You're just like a cartoon character. You just slip on a banana peel, just cliff off the cliff.
Dude, I've been one shot by things. This is the stupidest shit of all time. I like it. I don't know. It's good.
like, okay, playing survival, like, just the regular story mode on Minecraft is pretty fun. I do that, every now and then with my little Minecraft pilgrimage. But I think, like, just playing default Minecraft is, like, one of the best ways to, like, enjoy the game. Like, you already know...
it's like a perfect game.
You already know what your end game is. You already know what you need. And it's literally, like... What's that game? 60 Seconds? That, like, Fallout nuclear shelter thing?
Yeah.
It's kind of like 60 Seconds in the mindset, like, you know what the end game is. You just have to figure out... Like,
I don't even think Minecraft, like... has an end game.
End game is like killing the Ender Dragon. I feel like the most.
But I mean, like, I like building and like
the
more creative side of Minecraft, even if I'm not good at it. I don't know. I just like my favorite world when I was a kid was like building my own town. I built like a farm, like a barn house. I had like a bank, like just like a bunch of stuff. Like I built a McDonald's in Minecraft, like in survival mode. By the way, like I thought it was cooler to do it in survival mode than like creative. I built like a prison.
Okay, I fuck with that. So I mean, it's like either the Legos or like the just like the 60 seconds, like the idea.
Well,
of just,
that's my problem with Minecraft is that there's not a lot of like content to like do the adventure side of it. You know what I mean?
I think they do need to add more.
Like
sure.
They tried though with the fucking woodland mansions to like give you more of like this,
but they're out of the way.
Also, that was like not 10 years ago, but actually was it 10 years ago?
It might have been.
That's like almost 2016.
Yeah, no, it might have been.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like they just need like compared to Terraria, like that is an adventure game, like an adventure survival game.
Yeah, right? Well, I mean, they're also doing very different things.
They are because
Terraria is like a boss rush game.
Also, Terraria has way more like NPC interactions, like real NPC interactions than like Minecraft. Villagers are simply just like a thing to buy stuff from.
But imagine if you could have both. You could have like the creative and like the adventure side of Minecraft. Wait, do they still have adventure mode in the game?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you do in adventure mode?
It's for custom maps.
It's like a game mode set.
I was a kid, I would load up adventure mode and have no idea what the fuck to do.
You can't break blocks.
Yeah, it's for custom maps and stuff.
Yeah.
I watched this video the other day. It was like, well, not the other day. It took me like a week. It was like a 12-hour long video. It was someone playing Minecraft for the very first time and beating it without any guides or anything. Like, he was playing Minecraft completely blind. And I always thought that was like physically impossible. Like, I didn't know
to not know how to do
I would
stuff.
never know how the fuck to make a blaze pearl.
Dude, he made the wither.
Eye of Ender, sorry.
He figured out how to make the wither.
How?
He looked at the fucking painting.
Huh.
What wither painting?
There's a painting of the wither.
Yeah, it was one of the paintings you placed, not like the random paintings.
Oh.
Yeah. He was like, that looks like the skulls I have in my inventory. That's so weird. He was like, he spent like, there's like... over like multiple different hours, he goes back to it. He's like, dude, I swear to God, like, I feel like if I put those in a boat or something.
But aren't
like
wither skulls like a rare drop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're like a 1 in 100 per like black skeleton you kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that. Yeah, it's
just
like a
farming black skeletons for no reason.
I mean, he was in the Nether.
It was like jumping around a lot in the thing. It was like one straight video. It was like a stream
compilation.
Highlight. Yeah, it's like a stream highlight thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he figured out how to go to the fucking end, do all that shit. He figured out how to make he figured out redstone. This motherfucker was making redstone farms, like automated.
Is he a computer scientist on his like free time?
He was an astrological engineer.
That's why he figured it out.
Yeah,
He's fucking smart. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm supposed to do something with this.
But it was so weird. I was like, I've never like realized someone could do something like that. You know?
Like play a game blind that's been out for so long.
No, like Minecraft.
Well,
Minecraft's very vague.
That's how engineers think, though. They're like, there's nothing to do. I have to do something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to do, but I need to do something.
Well, he was going through the achievements and
think.
stuff. So, like, you would look at the achievements and stuff and know there's something else to do.
Oh, so he used that as a guide?
Yeah, so, like, going into it, the only thing he knew was that there was a place called The End. And that was it.
Okay.
Like, he knew there were credits, and he was like, okay, I'm just going to do whatever I can to reach the credits.
Okay, that's fair.
He got the elytra and, like, never figured out how it worked and just jumped off a fucking building.
They died.
3 or 4 times. Like, he would fall into the pits of the end and like had to completely restart like 4 or 5 times.
Jesus Christ.
Like, that shit's crazy to me. Like, I would give up.
Dude,
if I
his
was, like,
chat
right there.
not helping him. They're just like, hey, you're gonna have to figure that shit out.
Well, I mean, they were talking, but like he wasn't reading chat or whatever.
Hit space, motherfucker. I was like, why is he not gliding? I put the thing on.
Well, it's crazy seeing someone like fuck around and like basically make the wither on accident because he's like, yeah, there's no way this is gonna work, and then he just fucking builds it inside of his house and just destroys his house and everything.
Did he make the wither before he made a snow golem?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even think he ever made an iron golem either. Because there's no way to figure out how to make them.
Yeah, there's no way to know they exist.
Oh yeah, he actually deadass figured out how to make the Nether portal by looking at the ruined fucking portals too.
Okay, well that's fair.
I don't know. That's crazy to me. Like,
no, that's context. That's
context.
It is, but I feel like it's still really vague. I don't know.
I mean, the only part is like, how did he know how to ignite the obsidian?
Well, it comes with
steel.
The chest has it in there.
That's not hard to figure out then.
Yeah, because it just has like loot and there's like this oddly not from this world. If that makes sense.
Yeah, just like complete the picture and then use the items in the box. I don't think it's that hard to figure out.
Flint and steel.
Because like it has like
Not saying I would figure out. I don't know.
It has like crying obsidian in it and shit. Like you can't use that in the Nether portal, but it's part of
trial and error. You just use all the purple blocks at a certain point.
Wool.
No, yeah, you know.
Well, I think he would be smart enough to know it's obsidian.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I would think you could like use the crying obsidian and stuff with it too. He did blow up his fucking bed in the Nether and shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's no warning for that.
Yeah, and use the respawn anchor.
But it's at my spawn point here, so I can explore.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, the respawn anchor in the overworld is the one that got me. That show's funny as fuck.
Did he tame an ocelot?
Yeah. He actually did.
That shit was hella annoying when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, getting them to walk to you is all that.
Well,
shit.
they don't want. They just didn't fucking like me. They would always run away.
You're just not a cat guy, Jared.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about those bitches in space. So
Those bitches in space.
those bitches that were in space for 10 minutes.
Women are not bitches.
The
Strong, powerful women.
the pseudo. I don't know why. Like, do you consider them astronauts? Some fucking random
No.
reporter called them astronauts. And I was like, y'all just capping.
Astronaut is a career, they're not an astronaut.
No, they.
Also, astronauts study astronomy.
Also, apparently, some of the astronauts have to go through the military. They have to be approved by NASA or some shit.
Yeah, they have to be approved by NASA.
They have to be pilots.
Yeah, pilots. And maybe have some formal.
And most of them come from
training.
the Air Force.
Yeah.
Would you trust Katy Perry to fly your plane?
Nigga, no.
She sued somebody because their name was Katy Perry.
Was that to do with her capability?
You're fucking
to fly
with me,
a plane?
right? That's not a real thing. She did that?
She did do that. Her name's not even Katie. Her name's fucking Catherine. What's wrong with her?
Catherine Perry.
That's her name. That's her legal name.
Oh my God, she's such a bitch. And then, like...
And she sued somebody actually named Katie.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Actually... But no, she was, like, kissing the ground, saying, like, oh my God... Oh, one of the bitches said, we're all in this together. I think it was Bezos' wife. And I was just like, I did a collective just, we're all in this together. Lady, you are the richest woman in the world for sucking a dick. Let that sink in.
I didn't even know that was real until my girlfriend told me that 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I saw the meme a week or something ago of Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry kisses the ground.
Yeah.
All the astronauts who have been there for 5 years.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was real.
No, that was real. And there's even the crazier, more people were talking about Katy Perry going up space than the actual astronauts that was stuck up there for 9 months.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. Because those people were like...
they were talking about them for a long time.
They just got back recently. It was they had more fanfare for these random rich people going. Not to eat the rich thing.
I mean, it's not surprising, but it is sad. It's just society moment.
Yeah,
it's just kind of how it works.
Yeah, I guess it's more of a society. It's damn, that's just come on, y'all. Because I don't know, for me, what freaked me out the most about the people stuck up in space, it was just they were actively dying. They were just getting cooked by the radiation. I didn't realize you're just not a human when you're in space. The things that make you, the gravity, the not being blasted by the sun directly, all that kind of, keeps your shit together in a way. And I was they were just up there for 9 months. And then, that lady, she did not look good.
They have to do physical therapy after they come back to prevent osteoarthritis and osteoporosis.
Well, and I'm sure for being there way longer than
expected
to, it's going to fuck it up even more. So
I don't know, that's just crazy. Because, it makes me wonder, where Elon Musk's head is at. We're let's go to Mars, guys. I get it. It's cool, but it's dude, we really kind of have to double down on this one. You know what I mean?
I feel Mars,
I disagree.
I feel Mars is not sustainable.
They have to terraform it first, obviously, if that's even possible.
Oh, yeah,
it doesn't even have a magnetic field.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, straight and blast, it would fucking...
It would take, hundreds of years to make Mars livable.
Okay,
how do you make a magnetic field?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter if you... If you don't have a magnetic field, it's just going to be cooked by radiation. What if you grow on there? It's going to be
have to become... What is it, a type... It's either you go up or down. Is it a type 1 civilization or a type 3 civilization? I think it's type 3, so you can harness the power of your planet, and then either
geothermal power.
Yeah, basically, you could do geothermal. You could make something basically type 3, I could be saying it's like an up or down. It's like a pyramid. Either I'm saying it from the top or I'm saying it from the bottom. Either way, basically, type 3 is when you can harness the powers of your planet, like wind, gravity, electromagnetic. You can harvest that. And then I think type 4 is that you can harvest the power of a star.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, either way, like...
It's called a what? Something sphere?
Dyson sphere.
Dyson sphere, yeah. And so, yeah, that's like a type 4. And, like, basically, we would have to be at least type 3 to do something with Mars. We're not even, like, type 2 right now. I think we're, like, barely a type 1. Because we're still using fossil fuels for the most part.
Yeah, we do have some
nuclear is like
geothermal power.
Yeah, like nuclear and geothermal, when you could really get into the nitty gritty. We're still we're scared of nukes right now, which is valid.
No, it's not.
To a degree,
it's completely safe.
It's completely safe. But I'm saying I understand the social risk in the field. Like if it does fuck up, then it's like you just make that entire thing
completely safe.
I get that, but I also understand that while it's completely safe, it's able to be fucked with if you. Well,
I mean, what if you bomb it?
If you run it like a fucking.
You know what else they can do? They can
shit.
bomb it. Probably just drop a nuke. It's the same thing.
Think of just domestic terrorists is destroying a nuclear plant, having it melt down because they want to make a statement. I think that's a fear.
Or just human nature getting in the way and greed and running it terribly like Chernobyl. Yeah, but that's not a problem with.
No, inherently they're fine. Yeah. There's a good machine, but I'm saying because the extreme is okay. If someone if there is a bad actor in any part of that, you just made that entire area unlivable for X amount of years. So that's why I'm there's a give and go with that.
I mean, for you to make a place unlivable, it has to melt down. Mm-hmm. And that's a freak accident.
That's
I don't know. I feel like a meltdown is
you have to know
you're jumping a few other catastrophes. I don't know. Okay. That's the worst case scenario. I don't know.
I feel like you have to actively know how to work in a nuclear power plant to sabotage a nuclear power plant.
Oh, I feel like you have to just stop the water and then everything just goes to shit.
I don't know.
But I feel like you'd have to know how to do that in the first place. They can just throw you in a building and you know how to do that.
I would say
you'd have to be a scientist already to know how to even remotely approach doing something like that.
Honestly, I think you're discrediting idiots. Idiots will just break something without even trying. I feel
that's not them sabotaging it. It's them being idiots.
Well, I'm saying if I were to just throw some C4 at a random wall at the thing and break through the concrete, that was pretty thick. If I just got through the concrete and just exposed it, I feel like that would do something. No, it wouldn't just be completely fine. You know what I mean?
Terrorists also fuck with actual fossil fuel. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you
easily.
I'm saying what's scarier? Just rebuilding.
If they want to sabotage our energy, they'll sabotage the energy we already have. I don't know.
I mean, if we all move to nuclear, then that's the only energy we do have. Then.
Do they sabotage our energy now?
They definitely. So
why the fuck would they do it in the future?
I mean, we haven't been hit with an EMP strike, but that'll be one fucking without fuel and energy.
I mean, that just destroys everything.
Exactly. I'm saying that is a tactic. I mean, no one's gonna do that to us per se, but I mean, it's not it's not possible.
I was actually thinking about that over the weekend. I was like, it's kind of fucking scary to have an EMP go off.
Yeah, we're basically back in the
handle it.
I mean, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, but the healthcare system couldn't.
That's what I was live support, ICUs.
Y'all are fine for thousands of years. They'll be okay.
Okay, RFK.
Just get the red 40 out of the IV.
I was thinking. I was like, dude, my job would be fucking impossible if an EMP struck.
You would just be running a big morgue at that point.
Not even that. Everyone's job would be impossible. You couldn't get fucking paid.
We have to go back to trading and bartering, bro. I'd be like, sir,
they have to pay you in cash, but they're probably gonna run out of cash really quick.
My job would physically not work at all.
Yeah, you literally. Hey, can you come? You get $1 million. No one would call you. The EMP would fuck up the phones.
Yeah, the industry would not exist anymore. That's crazy.
Maybe we need an EMP as a big social reset.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe the true human spirit...
Hindering progress? What the fuck are you talking about?
Maybe the true
I'd rather just have the nuclear energy, thanks.
It was returning to monkey all along. Maybe that's what we needed. Maybe
I think it's going to take a little bit more than an EMP going off for us to return to monkey.
Maybe that's really getting close to God, to circle it all back. Maybe it's just returning to your most just humble... Actually, I was thinking about that earlier. Side religious 10. You ever think about if you really do take the Bible as a metaphor, imagine trying to explain to your child what consciousness is, and that's how you do it with the Garden of Eden. Or just that analogy of we were all just kind of these animals just fucking and being naked, and then we were yo, what the fuck?
We ate an apple.
spiritually Apple, or just evolved, or whatever you want to call it. But like that's crazy to me. Like that's how you gotta explain. Like why are we here? Why do we think? Why are we like? Why are all the other animals scared of us? And he's just like, we were once like them, and then we just kind of
you ate a fruit
and dripped the fuck out, nigga. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I just think that's cool. That like, so going back to like, the whole like Wendigoon religion. I'm just thinking about like how you have to explain shit back then when you didn't know anything.
I do like how Wendigoon explains it, actually.
Yeah.
He's very, like...
He's just like a teacher, where, like, you can sit there and, like, actually understand, because he actually breaks it down.
Was he a teacher?
Bible teacher.
Yeah, so I thought, like, he
like
really did teach that stuff.
Yeah, Sunday school teacher. Yeah, he was. That was, yes, sir. Yeah.
Because no, like, he literally specialized in teaching that stuff.
And I don't know, I just think, like... Because, John, you're a joke, so would you, as a parent, would you, like, just make up your own creation myth for your child? Like, all right...
Absolutely.
No, as a teacher.
I'll just do what my mom did and just tell it as it is.
I came into this world, I don't know what the fuck's going on, neither do you, little nigga, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I still like give him like little ideas of what it could have been. Maybe it was the flying spaghetti monster.
Or like this, the Stephen King fucking giant space turtle that holds the world on his back or some shit.
Yeah, just my creation myth just involves fucking Pennywise.
Yeah, and I just think like, on one hand, it's like, wow, parents really just made up anything to tell their kids, and the kids just believed it. On the other hand, it's like,
what else are they supposed to believe?
Exactly. Yeah. What else are you supposed to believe? It's like, why are we here? Why does that group of people who look like us want to kill us?
Did I tell you about the time when I asked where like people came from and my mom just straight up told me like my vagina?
No,
I was like 3.
I mean, that's the real answer.
Like, I just couldn't even comprehend it. I was like, okay. I was like, I guess that's where people come from.
you just like everyone comes out of your mom's vagina. Everyone.
Well, no, not specifically my mom. I was like, okay. Well.
No, Darren. Everyone.
The spawn point, just like a Steve.
That's her name. That's her contact name on my phone.
Spawn
vagina?
Spawn point.
Spawn point is kind of hard. And my brother's monkey.
All right, bro. Okay.
But no, I don't know. There's something. Also, I was thinking about this earlier. I think this is one of my other side things I was thinking about. I think it is like so interesting, especially when the Pope died. Not when the Pope died, but like just thinking about like what he stands for and like the legacy of Catholicism and stuff like that. Like we as a species, and there's another reason why I'll bring it up in a second. But we as like a species, it's like it's so interesting that. And this is not like I'm trying not to make this sound like just a society. I'm really trying to like word this to I'm trying to make this sound.
You just live in a society.
No, because like I'm really trying to be introspective, but like it's gonna if I word it wrong, it's gonna sound like stoner thoughts. And I'm like I really want to get this out right to where it sounds good.
Good luck, pal.
I know I'm trying. Fuck. We have such a capacity to do anything. I'll start with that. We have such a capacity to do anything. It's so crazy that we're only limited by what we don't know, and what we don't know scares us so much that we never want to like get out of the cave, metaphorically. And I say that because
you know about who was it, Plato's Myth of the Cave?
Yeah. Basically, like just look what we did. No one knew where the fuck we came from, and then you're just like, you know what? We have consciousness. Where the reason we have consciousness, I can't tell you why, but I know it's because we're great. That was the mindset. When you bring up God, you bring up like we're better. Like there's a greatness, and there's just like you start getting to like the whole like when you really get down to like the nitty gritty of like the Adam Eve story. It's like if you believe it that we came from 2 people, we came from a bunch of monkeys, whatever. But it's this idea that we just started realizing our capacity for evil, and that was like there was a net realization that like, oh wow, we can do some fucked up shit. This dude just killed his brother in cold blood because he was angry.
Is it evil a societal construct?
Not even a societal construct. It's the same thing as like just be like is a lion evil? Objectively,
no, I think it's a force of nature.
Yeah. But it's scary when you're a fucking gazelle, right? The lion's fucking evil.
Yeah,
we were probably a force of nature till we realized we could fucking we could alchemize it and actually like we could.
I think some animals are capable of doing evil though.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, dolphins.
What's evil about a dolphin?
They play with their dead kids.
Like their kid, like their
seals.
They'll like rape their own dead kids. And it's not.
Do you call it a rapist? Like, is it strictly like sex, like a dog humping a leg? Because I can.
No, sorry. I think it's otters that fuck dead.
They're
otters do that too. But I'm saying like, is it like the same thing as in like being horny and just getting like a
dolphins
sexual
will like cut a fish in half and like molest its head after it decapitates it and shit like that.
So for sex.
Yes. So
it sounds more like a dog thing, like just being horny.
No, but the thing is, dolphins have a much, much higher mental capacity than a dog does. Dolphins are a lot more intelligent.
So like a smarter.
It's the type of thing
like
where
a monkey, basically, a monkey brain, like how.
Yeah, like they're a lot closer to an ape.
So they can show empathy type shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just choose not to. It's like an elephant, you know, being smart enough to know this is the person who killed my kids.
Memorize a face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go turn
Dolphins
around.
can do that too. They have facial recognition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They do shit like that on purpose because they like it. They don't do it, but like they have a concept of morals.
Dolphins have morals.
They do. I'm telling you, they do. Like they know this is wrong, but they do it anyway.
I don't know if they know. The lion has morals.
Well, do they?
It sticks with the pack. Protects his family.
Well, it's not more.
That's
self-preservation.
Because I would say most, like, even humans instinctively know to keep your family safe. Like, you came from this group of people, they trust you, you trust them. It's built upon, like...
Because I think most animals have a sense of self-preservation, like, built into them.
Yes.
There's another step.
Well, lions are also malicious, though, where they eat the young of, like, their...
rivals.
Rivals, yeah.
But, okay, but do you know how lion packs are actually formed? Like, the actual, like, how it starts and how it ends?
No.
Okay, so basically, just to give you a quick rundown, maybe this can help answer the question. Lion packs start as all male groups because most males are kicked out for that same reason. When an alpha male walks into a new pride, he kicks out all the males, kills who he can, and then the young males run away. And then the new alpha male fucks all the moms. So now these group of males, I forget what they're called, but it's now a group of young males.
The lion does not concern himself with beta males.
Exactly. But now those bastardized, exiled lions become a new pride of just dudes. And then those dudes spread out and do the same thing that the male lion did to them. And then now once they get into that alpha spot, they're now fighting other young male lions from different prides for their spot. So basically it's like Game of Thrones where you become either you start out as a child for a male lion, you get kicked out, you join a frat, and then you just become the same nigga that like cucked your entire life. And then you have to fight for that spot for the rest of your life. They're just constantly fighting other dudes because their mindset is just kick out man, fuck bitches, and then fight dudes. And then like you just keep
completing that cycle. Evil.
That just sounds that's just how they operate.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's like a moral to it. It's just like, if you don't do this, someone's going to do it to you. And I feel like with dolphins, that's just a little wild. Because I don't know where it's like, if you don't fuck that fish, I'll fuck you.
I was actually having this conversation with Kiara last night because I've been playing The Walking Dead. And I'm on the last season right now. And there's two different characters who like really like the walkers.
Like fuck them?
No. Like they
think it's like their family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of them basically sees them as like living things. Like these things are like innocence and
give them rights.
Like not like that. They're like, oh, these things are like pure innocence. Like if you look at them, they're like just nothing but instinct. No, that's literally what it was. He gave me fucking like walker skin to wear, and he was like, "Go over there and ring that bell. Walk through them." So I walked through them. And he's like, "Look how beautiful they are," and they're like, yeah, they're doing that shit.
You can smell of shit.
Yeah,
freaky out.
But it's like, yeah, he literally like he moves them like herds and stuff. Like he herds them like a fucking sheep herder does and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't know. Like I feel like that's honestly fair because I mean they're not evil. It's like an animal.
Running on instinct,
Yeah, it's like an animal.
Yeah.
The only difference is that walkers don't have to eat; they just do it. Like they don't starve.
Well, maybe they just feel hungry. They feel the sensation.
That's exactly what it is. Like they don't need to eat. It's just they feel hungry, and that's all it is.
Which I mean, yeah, if you're an animal, you feel hungry, you're not going to think about it. You're just going to give into that desire, which is probably to the argument they're pretty innocent in the sense that like. Most animals are innocent in that sense of where they're just acting on instinct. I would say maybe it's instinctual. I don't know. I would have to look at a dolphin like psychology. Maybe it is just instinctual that they have such like a strong sexual.
Dolphins can feel sorrow too.
Maybe
like they accidentally like kill their ringleaders in like SeaWorld and shit. And they'll feel bad.
Oh, that's so sad. I was saying maybe it's just like a high performance sexual thing because I do know like the smarter creatures the more sexual.
I know it's not just that. Like there's other ways that they do it too. Like I'm pretty sure it's not just going to be a sexual thing. Like I think there's times when they like purposely drown kids or like things like that too.
They play catch with like carcasses.
I was going to say
volleyball.
like where does like on the human scale of like how we're talking about like Cain and Abel, where you've like weaponized that sense of like evil, or like what you want to call it, just like there's a fine line between survival and murder, and like we've learned to we've cultivated and like refined murder, and we've
made that shit efficient.
Yeah, we refined survival into like murder and atrocities, because when you break it down, when you kill someone else to extend your own life in a way, depending on how you see it, you're basically, getting rid of something to, make yourself prosper, regardless, whatever, however you see it, basically, in the long short of it. I wonder how other animals, like on that scale, like, where would you rank a dolphin's, like, doing something atrocious, but, like, it's in the survival nature.
I feel like that's, like, the difference between, like, packs and herds and stuff in civilization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, we just refine it in such a way as like, well, you like, didn't have to do that, but we just chose to do that. Versus like a lion pack, they're just going to kill all the lions, and then whoever gets away, they don't really chase them down. We're more of like, we're going to chase you, rape you, eat you, sacrifice you to our gods. Then
like,
we're going to take...
Civilizations, I think, like the way I'd put it, is like they don't operate on instinct, they operate on logic.
So it's a little more like
that's where the difference is, because animals can't feel logic.
I feel like besides apes, elephants and dolphins are probably going to be the first animals to develop like
I think
a civilization.
I think an octopus would probably do it first. They're way too handy and like adaptable. Like the way that they just open jars, they've never touched a jar before in their fucking life. Yeah, like, obviously I can just do this shit.
I can see that too.
I feel like Octopus Society is probably gonna be one of the few, because like there's giant octopus and we know nothing. We just
they're
found
like, how smart is an octopus? Like
they're actually very smart.
They open jars,
but I want to know like how smart.
Okay.
They're like comparable to like elephants and dolphins and stuff.
And monkeys and like gorillas and stuff. How smart.
I think they have like 3 brains.
I have 3 hearts.
Yeah, but like having 3, they do have 2 hearts. But I don't think having 3 brains means you're 3 times
they
as
have
smart.
They I don't know. They have really good problem solving skills and memory. And
I think their brain is separated into 3 different compartments so they can squeeze into places and
that
stuff.
That sounds right. Yeah.
They can solve complex puzzles. They can remember things, and like that their memories guide their behavior. Like if they have a bad experience, something they'll remember that experience. And like how we as children we learn something's hot. They have like the same like deductive reasoning. That was bad. I don't want that. I'm gonna do something else, and they'll go through like that.
I think other animals can do that.
No, they're just saying like that's another.
Pavlov's dog.
They can do tools.
Pavlov's
they have social behavior.
That's the name of the theory.
Oh yeah.
Their brain has a large number of like neurons, and they have a unique brain structure. The brain is in their arms, and not just in their head.
That's right. They have 8 brains.
Yeah, like the brain, that's like
right.
they can do camouflage. And they're now. I think that's what it is. Naturally, dolphins are curious. Elephants. If you're a curious animal, that's where like because human spirit is curiosity. And I feel like that's part of where the Adam and Eve.
Most animals are curious.
Not when you don't have the ability.
Cats and dogs feel curiosity.
Yeah. Like curiosity is in like what's the word? Curiosity, but also having the intelligence to back it up.
What's the intelligence to back up curiosity?
Opening jars and other things. Octopus and dolphins can do that other animals can't.
Kaya can open your fridge.
He's gonna have civilization.
Yeah. The Kayanites.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised one day if we we found out that octopuses have their own little civilization underwater or some shit,
Oh,
trade and barter.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, didn't we talk about the monkeys that you can introduce trading to monkeys? So I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, you don't even have to introduce it; they understand it.
They just do it.
You don't have to give them currency. Like they did it with fruits and other natural resources, and they made prostitution.
Monkey prostitution.
I'm a little too excited about that.
No, monkey hookers is just the funniest thing to me.
Why?
It's the idea of them fucking and then he turns around and gives her a banana right after.
Yeah, exactly.
and then her kids get bullied at school because their mom's the monkey whore.
Yeah.
But then they're eating good, so I wouldn't give. Everyone else all got them fucking big bellies from fucking malnutrition. All their kids are walking around.
God damn.
Monkey prostitution, it's so funny. But no, I think that's the best part, or not the best part, but I think what was the part with the human stuff? I forgot how it was. Fuck it. But yeah, I think that we are so weird and so different.
You are.
We all are. But I just think it's amazing that, like, okay, I'll say it like this. Throughout history, I think what really... would you say, what's stronger than human? Like, what's, like, more of a human trait than, like, something that you can sort of do, like, a nature nurture? Is it empathy? Or what's the direct... Like, what's the...
Well, empathy is not unique to humans, I think. I don't think empathy is unique to humans.
Is there anything that we have unique that you people would define in us? That's like you really couldn't find anywhere else?
I wouldn't say ingenuity, but monkeys make tools now, so...
So do birds. Birds use tools. Yeah. Okay, so I guess more of my question is, like, if you are the parent...
I think it is, like, logic.
Logic, probably?
Yeah.
Okay, basically my question was, like... Well, basically the whole point was, like... I think it's so crazy that, like... we had to explain why we're conscious to our kids and such, and like that we've refined religions, all that. I think like just us having this conscious, like what that means, like what that takes to just be aware in a way that certain animals aren't but can like show signs of. You know what I mean? I guess logic would probably be the more, I want to say like the more like categorical word of what I'm trying to say, but like I don't know. I just think it's crazy that we always have to have a reason for something. I think that's probably the logic. We have to have a reason.
I think.
Dolphins don't need a reason to fuck a fish head.
Honestly, I think asking why might be what it is. Because I don't think any other animal can really do that. Maybe not in the capacity we could like, calculate or like put down a graph. Like I don't know. Maybe when you see a dog stare into like the night sky, do you think they're wondering why, or they're just simply like reacting to the shit in front of them?
I've never seen our dogs look at the night sky.
I don't think they do.
I don't know. I've seen just Snowy just look up and just stare at shit.
I think she's looking at a bird.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like I'm just giving.
She's probably like, ooh, dogs. Wow, flat Earth.
But I'm just saying, like, do you think like the humpback whale, the blue humpback whale, the biggest land creature, when it like just swims in the ocean and it comes up and it just sees just like the reflection of the stars, you don't think it like has wonder?
No. I might have wonder, but it's not going to ask why it's here.
I don't think it does either.
Okay. You don't think who taught the
It probably does have wonder, but that's recently how.
Who taught that gorilla about being bad at like suicide or something? And they got like who taught the gorilla mortality? Someone taught the gorilla mortality. The girls.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You think that counts as like a bit of like asking why?
Well, I don't think he's asking a why. He just came to a realization that, I think it was she. I think she came to a realization that
that's more of like that's more discovering like yourself. You know what I mean? It's like more discovering it's more like gaining consciousness.
So you think that when they explained death to that monkey, she gained a new form of consciousness?
There's a psychological principle for this.
Yeah, like I think
it's not the Turing test, is it? No, that's for AI.
Yeah, I think like at that point, it's like another step of her gaining consciousness.
So is it Jean Piaget's stages of life?
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. I just okay, but is it almost like we artificially gave her consciousness in a sense? Like
not really.
We introduced her to.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't even think that it's that consciousness is enough. I think it's asking why you have consciousness and things like that. You know what I mean? You have to like constantly be asking.
Erickson's stages of life. Look this up.
Okay. Constantly asking why we're here. I can't
not even here, just why anything.
I can't disagree with that, but I'm also trying to see if there's like animals that exhibit that. You know what I'm just trying to
think they do.
So this is like in healthcare, it's like the widely accepted state, like psychosocial stages of life. It's I forgot what his full name was. His name is Erickson. It's called Erickson's theory of psychosocial development. It breaks life up into 8 different stages in like challenges that will need to be overcome within those stages.
Okay.
Because everybody like universally goes through those.
We all have our fucking
it's like stage 1 is like trust versus mistrust. An infant has to like adapt to trust its parents and the people raising it.
Can events and human behavior.
And that's something a dog can do.
Yeah. Stage 2 is autonomy versus shame. So that's when you become conscious as a kid. And it's when you're first introduced to the principles of shame. It's like you steal a cookie from the cookie jar, your mom scolds you.
Or like you go to school wear like a red hat.
You don't know. You might not know why it's wrong, but you feel shame.
Yeah.
So again, it's kind of like a dog there so far.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Stage 3 is initiative versus guilt. Let me look up what that is.
So that would probably be a step past because I don't think dogs really feel guilt in the same way.
Dogs don't feel guilt the same way. Because like when it comes
they
to
feel bad because they get in trouble. They don't
yeah,
feel bad.
because
you're right.
Because it's more of like if they know the behavior is good for them, they'll still seek it.
Yeah, so that'd be like the gorilla where you're like, they told her that she was mean.
And she's like,
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so a gorilla would be there.
That's the third stage.
Initiative versus guilt stage is all about kids learning how to exert control and gain a greater sense of power over their actions and over their environment. They explore, they try new things, sometimes they make mistakes. The key is having the freedom, with support and guidance and safety, to try things without fearing they might fail or be ashamed or punished.
Oh.
That's still gorilla then.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Then we have stage 4, which is industry versus inferiority. This is like your middle school part.
Like social pressure, basically.
Yeah, social pressure. It's like you're either a leader or a follower, kind of thing. We have like the popular kids.
That's still like apes then. Okay.
Yeah. But most animals actually still fall.
Identity versus confusion, which is where I think we bridge off of apes. Identity and versus confusion. And this is like your tween year. No. This is 12 to 18.
Okay.
Identity versus, it's like basically finding yourself, or like, I don't know, I guess
defining
angst.
Who you are.
Identity and angst is how I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then your young adult year. No, this isn't even young adult. This is fucking 18 to 40. That's a crazy range. But it's intimacy versus isolation.
Oh.
And this is like close. This is what a lot of people do when they get older. They close off people who they think aren't like they redefine what it is to like be a friend. And also it's when they're getting intimate, like they're getting married around this time. They're getting partners.
So they make like smaller connections.
Yeah, smaller but more important connections.
Yeah.
Is like the definitive factor here.
Okay.
And then from 40 to 65, you have generativity versus stagnation, which I guess is like retirement and like also industry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then stage 8 is the last one, 65 to death, and it's integrity versus despair. So that's when you're like confronted.
You stand on business. Like, did I do everything right in my life?
Yes, it's like when you're looking at everything retrospectively, and that's either a good thing or a bad, like depending on.
Like I said, I wasted all my years. Fucking.
Yeah, there's either the I wasted all my years or I'm content.
See, I can't imagine a dog.
It's how you cope. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's.
But I was gonna say, did you think that ape just jumped a few steps?
Yeah.
To stage 8.
Well, because I feel like you are kind of like low key, not to be like silly and like make this sound. I think you kind of find yourself 18 or 40.
This is another unique principle of Erikson's theory, like psychosocial development theory, that has been proven. Not proven, but I don't know if proven is the right word, but
they kind of like it. They corroborate.
There have been instances where people, basically, you can't skip a step. If somebody doesn't go through like, let's say, identity versus confusion. Until they're like they'll basically they can't move on to intimacy and isolation.
You're stunted.
Yeah.
So
or not necessarily stunted because everybody's different, but whatever. But like, the crux is you have to complete one phase before moving to the next. Like I guess an example is like you can't love somebody if you can't love yourself, and that's identity versus confusion versus intimacy and isolation.
That makes sense.
So if you don't learn
and then it's the same thing with integrity and despair, and then generativity and stagnation.
So then
you don't like basically one determines the other, where how you cope with death is determined by that stage 7, where like the things you do in life. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say like this. Then like you can understand like. Joe Rogan said this, and I always say this because I've always said this, and it's funny that he said it too. I think of adults as children in the sense that like we're all just kids that are just older looking. Like when you really think like I can still remember. I talked to my mom about this, so like she kind of helped.
I think the internet makes us revert back.
No, I think it's just generally like people were more industrially, socially told to like repress it. But basically what I'm trying to get to is that like when I think of people, I think of them as just big kids. I think like, cause the same thing, like there's, when you hear about people getting shot, hurt, stabbed for like arguments, I'm like, that sounds like some childish shit. Yeah, power. Yeah. But then you go back to the label, like if you don't feel comfortable in your own fucking skin, you're gonna kill someone for it. Because you have to do something to make yourself feel better. And that's how but like, if you didn't pass that stage, you'd be 45 still doing that shit for the rest of your life. And then if you, for some reason, until you're like 95 and you still live that far, I don't know if you can skip stages, but maybe you learn that like, oh, I feel wasted. I'm like, maybe I don't know.
I think that's one of the defining characteristics of his theory is that you can't skip a stage.
Yeah.
So maybe you just die an angry child. Like you just go out angry.
Practically, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe there's no time. And I think that's like, not I want to say like sad as in like you didn't do it, but like it's kind of like sad and almost like a heartening way. Because if we go back to our earlier conversation about early human nature, if we really do have to go through all those stages to become like a wise sage, and we barely had enough time to even make it to the fucking third stage in an early human life, it makes sense why people were just like, how talk about in the Bible, go outside, I want to fuck you. Like, just like just random people doing random shit. Hey, we're gonna burn this village down because there's witches. Just like random shit. If you break down those stages, I can kind of put human history in like, okay, most people were probably in this stage where they just didn't want this, or like they just weren't thinking like this, because most people weren't really getting to the reflection of my life unless you believed in religion. If you were like a druid or some shit and you just kind of believed in animalistic shit, you're probably somewhere in like stage 4 or 5 where you're just kind of like, I'm content with gathering berries and fucking smoking weed or whatever.
That's stage 4.
Huh?
That's already stage 4.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just have like
identity with that.
Exactly. Like, you can kind of see where people just kind of live their lives in a stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's interesting. That's probably where it goes back to my whole point. It's like, if you have a child and they're starting at the beginning stage, what if you're only at stage 3? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard. And then that's when you understand why they respected old people so much. Because you were accomplished as an old person. You lived through all these battles and wars. You probably had a lot of shit to say. And if you were happy about who you were as an old person.
Stages.
Yeah, exactly. You can give
that's the thing, is not all of them do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying.
Well, like he's saying, ideally, that's why people think
that
old people are white, because they went through these stages.
Yes, and you could actually look, and they could be like, well, in my age, when I was doing X, Y, Z, I wasn't fucking goats and eating
old people have all the answers because they went through these.
Yeah, and I think that's
life experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And thanks for bringing that, because that kind of like builds back into what I was thinking.
Finally used my psych minor.
Yo. I don't know. You got anything else to add? That made me feel. I ended on a happy
fulfilled.
Yeah.
I got self-actualization off of that, Darren. Thank you.
You know that meme of someone breaking the chain?
Bro went out of the cave.
Literally.
Goddamn.
But shout out the boys at Cell Rays. I'm streaming on Twitch every now and then. Me and John did some shenanigans this past weekend. I'm still bronze 3, but I'm on fucking PC servers now, digging people down with Magic. One of my team was like, "Wow, Magic, you had 55 kills in our lobby," and I was like,
"In bronze."
I was shitting on them kids, bro. I was shitting on
that poor child.
Yeah, the 9 to 5 guy who just got on his job.
Remember when Moist Critical spent like $200 on the Pokemon League game and just crushed kids all day on stream?
But yeah, I will be doing that for the next couple of matches I play with John until I get into a rank where I'm playing people that actually are on my skill level. But y'all got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, till next time, everyone.
Appreciate it.